Greetings and welcome to another episode of Business in Africa here on Africa Renaissance TV with Mohamed M. Saliba. Well, today we have a discussion on business registration, its importance, and also the processes that are involved. After conceiving your idea, you need to control the legal aspect of your business. So today we are going to have discussion around this topic. To have this discussion, I have Mr. Lassan Grom, Assistant Registrar of Companies, the Ministry of Justice at the Cardiff Municipal Council. Welcome to Business in Africa.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with us.
Thank you so much, and then we thank you for accepting our invitation. Before going into discussion, we want to understand who our guest is. Who is Mr. Lassan?
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to come and share my experience and the work we do. Actually, at least my name is Lassan. I'm the Assistant Minister of Companies at the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice, of course, is a boundary, we are the head of this, but we have a branch at the Cardiff Municipal Council. So that's where I am, heading that branch as the Assistant Minister of Companies. I studied law at the University of the Gambia and graduated in 2014. And I was called to the Gambian bar in 2017. And then in 2018, I was fully enrolled as a legal practitioner. So I've been working in the ministry for 13 years now. I started working there. Immediately I finished my high school. So I grew up there.
Okay, that's a quite interesting thing to the legal field. Well, now we want to understand the role of registrar of companies as far as the business is concerned.
Yes, thank you very much. So the Ministry of Justice, we have 5 departments there. We have the criminal department, which does the prosecution of criminal cases. We have the civil and international law department. We have the curator department, and then we have the registrar general, and then we have the registrar of companies. So basically, the registrar of companies is basically we are the department responsible for incorporating and registering, incorporating and regulating all corporate bodies in the Gambia. So we have laws that govern the work that we do, companies accredited in the Business Registration Act. So we are the government agency that is tasked to register, and not only to register, to also supervise and regulate corporate bodies, meaning businesses and non-businesses like charitable organizations and foundations. So we incorporate them, give them certificate of their legal existence, and then regulate their activities. Yes, that's basically the main function that we are tasked to. We are also the public custodian of all corporate bodies, meaning all registered businesses and companies. Their records, we are the custodian, of it. So anybody who has access to any business or company should come to our office.
So, what are the types of business that are registered on the office of the registrar?
Yeah, principally we have 3 main businesses, and then the 4th one is actually not a business in the strict sense. So the most common form of business in the Gambia is sole proprietorship. That is a business that is owned, run, and managed by one person. So most of the shops you see around commercial areas, around JPEGs, Caravan, they are sole proprietorships, meaning they are owned and run by one person only. So that's a sole proprietorship. And then we have the partnership. So a partnership is formed by 2, can be formed by 2 to 50 people can come together and form a partnership business. And then we have a company, a limited liability company, which is quite common. So big companies here, we see hotels, telecommunications, they are all companies, limited liability companies. And then we have a 4th one that is not very common, that is called a foreign company. So these are companies that are incorporated or registered outside the Gambia, but they want to do business in the Gambia, so they are foreign companies. The 5th one, of course, is these are charity organizations. They are not registered principally to do business. They are registered for charity purposes. So we register 5 different types of corporate bodies or entities. Those are the ones that are existing in the Gambia.
That's quite detailed. And then the documents that are required for each of this business. Can you take us through the documents that are actually required for each of these?
Yes. So for sole proprietorship, this one is very easy and straightforward, and it's the most common form of business. So this one, to register as sole proprietor, all that is required is a copy of the person's ID or any national document, and a copy of the person's tax identification number, that's the two number. And then when you come, you give an application form to fill. When you fill the application form, then you pay $500. So the form asks you for your business name, your address, your personal details, and the nature of the business that you want to do. So when you fill this form, you attach your ID and TIN number there, and then you pay $500, then we give you a business registration certificate. So that's the cost of proprietorship. So for a partnership, you would need a partnership deed, partnership agreement. So mainly you have to get a lawyer to do this for you. Because once two people come together to do a business, they are supposed to be bound by terms. So these terms are reduced into writing in the form of an agreement, a partnership deed. If the parties will sign, that will detail the name of the business, the internal regulations, how they want to share the profits, using control of what was going to come together different ideas. So they have to put everything on document. So they have an agreement which they prepare, and they take to GRA for it to be stamped and registered at the Registrar General Office in Bali. That makes it legally binding, because in case something happens to me. So from Registrar General, then they will now come to our office to register. To register a partnership, it will cost you $6,000. $5,000 is the corporation fee, and $1,000 is the registration fee. Yeah, so also, at the beginning, before you do all this, you need to apply for a name reservation or name approval. Why you need to do that is for us to avoid duplicity of business names.
So, in that case, how about the sole proprietorship?
So proprietorship, it's not legally required to do a name reservation, but if you want, you can do it. But for the partnership and the company, you need to reserve the name first. So you need to apply for us to give you approval to use the name, because there are certain words that the law does not allow people to use. They are restricted, certain are prohibited. Like we don't allow businesses to use the name Gambia at the beginning. Private individuals cannot use Gambia unless it is a state-owned company or you are affiliated with the government. But the government gives you permission, approval to use the word Gambia. International, group, holding, all these are restricted words, meaning it's not a free-for-all. You cannot just use international in the name of your company or business or investment without our approval. The names of cities, the names of towns, if you want to register a business now in the name of Serapina, for example, you require to get approval from KMC. You want to use banding from you. So there are certain words. So that's why you need to do a name approval for us to approve your name, check whether the name you want to use is not existing or it's not similar to another existing business. And once we give you approval, then you can now prepare your agreement and register it. The other one, the company, also, this one is a bit more complex. So you need a name reservation, of course, get the name approved. Then you would get a lawyer, or you can do it for yourself, but preferably get a lawyer to do what the article and memorandum of association for you. So the article and memorandum contains the name of the company, the address. Usually the company has shareholders and directors and a secretary. So the roles of each one of them, who are the directors, the voting powers of the shareholders, how transfer of shares. And basically just like the constitution that will bind the shareholders of the company in the form of an article of memorandum which you present to us. The company would get a team card from GRA, not the individual's team, but the company team, because a registered company is a separate entity of its own, different from the individual. So the company itself, as a corporate person, as an artificial person, will need to get its own team number. And then you bring this with the IDs of the shareholders, and then we will register the company. So also very important to state that in terms of the fees that are paid for registration of the company, it differs, it depends. So the higher the company's share capital, the more they will pay. Okay. So if the company's share capital is below 500,000, they will pay 10,000. If it is from 500 to 1 million, they will pay 15. From 1 million to 10 million, 20. So the higher the capital, the more they pay.
Okay. Now for the companies, we understand that from the discussion here, I understand that the company has its own team. That is driven by the GR.
Yes.
So the partnership, they take the team of
the partnership also the same. They need a separate team for the business.
So now how about the charitable organizations?
So the charitable organizations, these ones are not for business. Okay. So when people come together, when people have similar aims, or they want to pursue something, or they want to help the needy or the poor or the vulnerable, they can form an association, a charitable organization, and they would need to prepare a constitution which would outline their name, their aims and objectives, the tenure of office of the board of trustees, and basically the rules and regulations governing that body of persons. So they would come and register it with the constitution and ID of the chairperson or the president and that of the secretary. So it's a constitutional provision we have a constitutional provision for freedom of association. So people are free to form or to join any association they wish. So that's what we are implementing basically under the Companies Act for people to form associations and come and register and get corporate body. Actually, it's an offense to form an association that is not legally registered. So people cannot come together and form a group and pursue a certain thing, and that group as an entity is not registered. Yes.
Now, from my experience, I went to register a business, but then the business has been in existence, but then I want to renew the registration. Now, not knowing the procedures that are involved, I just went there as a fresh registration. So upon entering the name in the system, it realized that the business has been in existence. Yeah. Is that a system that is in place, or?
Yeah, we have an automated system where all the registered businesses in the Gambia are. So whenever we type your name or your TIN number or the name of your business, we will know everything about your business. So most of the time what people will do, they will register a business and they will leave it there for years, and they'll come back 5 years later or 4 years and want to open another one. When actually, if you register a business every year, you're supposed to file annual returns, or if you come to that called renew every year, you need to do that. So they will just forget about that one and want to come and register another one. So immediately we enter your details in the system, we would know that you registered another business some 5 years ago. So we would ask you to file for all those years, to pay all the arrears before we can register you. And there are penalties also. Also, it's very important to state that it is illegal to operate a business in the Gambia that is not registered. And also, there are penalties for not renewing.
Yeah, I actually wanted to bring that question.
Yes, actually, any business that is operating here that does not have a certificate, a business operating outside the limits of the law. So the law requires every business to register. And when we say business, people perceive it to be something that maybe you are selling. A business can be in the form of consultancy, where you're not selling any products, you're not offering service. You're offering service basically through consultancy. So anything, the law defines it as any form of activity that generates income in the form of a profit for the owner. But anything, anybody is engaged in that falls under that definition, basically, you're doing business. Therefore, you're legally obliged to register it.
So, is there any means that trace businesses that are not registered in the
Yeah. We have all their information, telephone number in the system. Even though our enforcement is not that aggressive, we hardly go around to follow them. But people voluntarily come, people willingly come, because there are a lot of things that you cannot do without your business certificate or your renewals. So, for example, you cannot open a bank account if you have a business. If you go to the bank, they will require you to register. If you have a contract with the government, and you are not registered. If you have investors who want to invest in your business, especially those that are outside, they will require you to register. If you want to travel, if you go to the embassy, if you tell them you are a businessman, you need to show them that you are a business certificate. So there are many things that you cannot do without a business certificate that warrants people to actually come voluntarily without us going to follow them.
So I guess that brings us to the first commercial break. And then just to remind you, you are watching Africa Renaissance TV, Business in Africa. Welcome back, wonderful viewers. This is Business in Africa here on Africa Renaissance TV. Just to remind you, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe, and then do follow us on our Facebook and also Twitter at Africa Renaissance TV. We are discussing about business registration, its importance, and also the processes that are involved. So, Mr. Alassane, thank you, and welcome back. Yeah. Now we want to know the relationship between registration and the payment of tax. What are the relationship between having a business registered and then the payment of tax?
Yes, that's a very important question, because many people, when they when we tell them to come and register, they think they are coming to charge them taxes, or they are going to be paying taxes. Also, we are a tax-based economy. So before 2013, before the Civil Business Registration Act was passed, 2013, if you want to register a business, you need to go to GRA and make a tax deposit. Then you bring a copy of your tax receipt and clearance before we register it. So this thing was reversed in 2013. In the sense that now you don't need to go to GRA to pay your tax before you register. So you can come straight to your office and register your business. However, you need to, if you register, you need to pay tax to GRA either quarterly or annually, depending on the nature of your business. So basically, we are complementing each other, but our functions are totally different. So we register, and then every quarter after you register, after you start your business, you need to go and file your tax returns at GRA. So we have a database where GRA can request.
So the tax the returns that you submit after 1 year of registration, so that you renew your registration, that one is from the GRA.
No. Actually, before we even renew, you need to bring us evidence of your tax payments. But not anymore. This is not the case. Not anymore. So GRA do their own side in terms of collecting tax, and we only focus on business registration and renewals.
So the return that you require at renewal is different. The financial return. Yeah,
so for companies, when you are filing your returns, when we say filing returns, basically when we say filing your annual return, it means you just come and show us that the business is still operating. So for individual businesses, you just need to come and fill a form and then we renew. For companies, you need to submit a copy of the previous year's audited accounts or financial statement of the company.
Now, just to draw you back, what are some of the challenges you face as far as this registration is concerned?
Lack of awareness and problems in choice of business names. So I don't know, Gambians are not that creative when it comes to choosing business names. So we face challenges like if you want to register your business, you need to choose a name. So when you come, what's your last name? What's your last name? Sediba. Okay, so if you come, you want to register your business and you just say Sediba Enterprise. So once you register Sediba Enterprise, that means any other person in the Gambia who has the surname of Sediba cannot use Sediba Enterprise again. So we try to avoid people from using their surnames or using generic words, general terms. So if I use Joe Enterprise, that means any other person who uses Joe cannot register Joe Enterprise again in the system. What is the system? Once you enter a name there, it will not allow any other person to use that name. So people will come and say Jaro Trading, and then maybe tell them Jaro Trading exists. They don't understand. They will keep saying, but me, I'm Jaro, my father, they start explaining stories. So you tell them this is the system. And the law does not allow people to use two similar business names. So this is one of the major challenges we face. So people come there, when they are filling the forms, they get stuck. They don't even know what name to give their businesses. So in developed countries, you have companies or firms that are set up purposely for branding purposes to help you, give you names that match what you do, because it's very important to have a name that that will attract customers. So sometimes people come and use some names that are just Raba Enterprise. I don't want to use Raba Enterprise. Very not creative. So this is major challenge we face, and lack of people do not come and file their annual return. So people just register and disappear. They go. So sometimes they accumulate these areas for years, and then they will come and pay it. So once you register, you are supposed to come every year and submit an annual return, and they will give you an annual return certificate.
Like in those kind of situations, you have the ability to call them for registration.
Of course, we have an inspection team that should be going around following them actually to come. Even though our enforcement has not been active recently, but actually the law gives us the power. The law gives us the power to close a business that is not registered.
So, what are the conditions for you to close a business?
If you are registered, if you are operating without registering, you can
be closed.
Yes, actually, you can close the business. So we take you to court and then fine. In fact, there are penalties for that. You can fine. You can be fined by the court and then close your business.
Yeah. Now, most people think that the business registration has importance for the government because there is a payment that you need whenever you are registered and whenever you are renewing. So, what are some of the importance that the business registration can have towards the business?
Yeah, I mentioned it in previous time. So it's just like an individual. If you are born you need to have a birth certificate as evidence of your existence as a human being. So when you're born, you get a birth certificate that shows that you're. When you reach the age of 18, you also need an ID card, a national identity document. So if you have a business, our certificate is what signifies the existence of that business. You understand? So without a certificate, it's like a lost man walking around without birth certificate, without an ID card. So eventually you'll get caught somewhere. You want to do something, and then the fact that you don't have an ID or a birth certificate will hinder you from getting certain things. You cannot open an account, personal account, you cannot travel, you cannot go anywhere, you cannot even pass a checkpoint without an ID. Likewise, the business. So you would want your business to grow, you want to partner with other business, you want to partner with individuals. And to show them that your business is legally existing, you need that certificate. So you cannot open an account, like I said, you cannot travel without it. The government will never give you contract if you are operating a business that is not registered. So the business certificate is the identity of the business itself. So that is why I say many people willingly come. They need the certificate for a lot of seminars. If you are traveling for international trade fairs, you need to show them that your business is legally registered. So the benefits for the government is not much because the registration fee is just now $100. So actually, it's very cheap. So the registration rate actually is very, very high.
Sure, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Now, how about the registration of companies by foreigners? Like if foreigners want to have a sole proprietorship, partnership, those kind of businesses in Gambia, what are some of the processes? Is there any difference between their registration process and then that of the citizens?
Yeah, that's a very important question. So there is no difference in terms of registration fees. The same fees that Gambians pay is what non-Gambians pay. So non-Gambians would register for 500 equally like Gambians, irrespective of where you come from. To register company also, because the registration fee is charged to the company as a corporate person, and the company is registered in the Gambia. So it's a Gambian company, so the company is not deemed to be a foreign company. The individuals behind the company, they are not charged. They are maybe non-Gambians, but the charges are not directed at the individuals, but at the company itself. So the company is a Gambian company, so it's a flat fee also. It's the same fee for non-Gambians. However, when non-Gambians are doing business in the Gambia, and they are engaging in a business whose skills we already have in the Gambia, they pay what we call expatriate tax. They pay expatriate tax. That is tax paid by non-Gambians who are employed or working in the Gambia.
That's paid to GRA.
To GRA, not to us. Yes, to GRA.
So now, from our research, because whenever we have a topic to discuss, we used to do some background research. So from our research, we realized that most of the corner shops, like the shops that we have around our society, most of them are not registered. Some will tell you we are not required to register.
Yes.
What are some of the efforts that your office is making to ensure all those shops are captured in the registration?
Yes, actually, like I said, we enforce the law. We have a law regulating businesses, and under that law, certain businesses are exempted. But these are subsistence businesses. Subsistence in the sense that they are businesses that a person is operating from hand to mouth. If you're selling ground around the table, or you're selling corn, or whatever, you're basically doing a business to feed your family. It's so-called subsistence business. So they are exempted from registry. But these shops, they are operating business in the sense that is covered by the law because they are doing it for profit. So they should be registered. They should come and register. If they do not come and register, like I said, we have inspectors who go around to check them. Whatever, of course, we cannot get everybody. Most of the time, most businesses right now are even online. So they don't even have a physical address. So they are very difficult to find.
So how often those inspectors go for inspection?
Actually, they should be on the ground every time. But usually we go periodically. We go maybe every 6 months or every 3 months. We send them around and they go, and whenever they come back, that particular week we see a lot of people coming to register. Actually, most people would say that they didn't know that they had to register. Some registered, but they would say they didn't know they had to register. So public sensitization, these are the kind of programs that are very good that people when they were exposed. So I've had a lot of programs on TV, recently as people about the importance of doing this business administration.
Wonderful viewers, that brings us to the end of this program. But before we go, Mr. Alassane, do you have any final remarks to make?
Yeah, just to reiterate the importance, like you said, of registering a business. It's illegal if you're doing business that is not registered. You are operating illegally. And that currently, like I said, we have our main office in Berlin, we have a branch office in Canifing, and we are soon going to expand to Basse and Bukan. Soon going to expand so that we decentralize it, so that people all the way from provinces wouldn't need to come all the way here to register. So we are making businesses accessible now to the public. We just implore everybody. The registration process, as I explained, is very easy, and this can be done within a day. So we just implore everybody who has a business to just try and come and adhere to what the law requires you to do in terms of business registration.
Now, sorry, before we go, I have this question. Is there any plan to make this registration online?
Yes, actually, the single window business has provision for online registration, but the implementation is the issue because online registration requires maybe online payment, and we don't have that system yet. So, but it's actually in the law. So the fact that it's in the law means it's something that we actually plan to execute sooner rather than later.
Well, viewers, this brings us to the end of this program. This is awesome. Thank you for watching Africa Renaissance TV. This is Business in Africa here on Africa Renaissance TV. Now, if you have not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe, and also follow us on Facebook and also on Twitter for more interesting program coming your way on Africa Renaissance TV. This program is always open for partnership and sponsorship. You can contact us for partnership and sponsorship. Thank you so much.